Okay, so now in this three-part series, I said in the first one, in the beginning, there's like nothing, and then a family can emerge. What that means basically is something like this: like when everything gets wiped out one day, let's say if that does happen, it'll come back again from space or something around the space diameters and regions. It'll just reemerge the same exact thing. The problem of that is my critical focus is like chick lands, which is this is a sci-fi book, but it seems like preposterous a little, but not really. I'm gonna get into more depth about it. It looks like this. When there's masculine and feminine and male and female, it looks like what happens is a complex thing in the universe. On another plane of reality, besides universal standard, besides space, it wouldn't be as odd. But why space is odd, I don't know. What I'm talking about is in the setting of the universe. It's odd. But let me break for a minute and go to the highest extent. The highest extent, the greatest magnitudes don't come from the universe. They're not from the universe, from other expanses, but they're too powerful, though. Not on a human level, but on a giant level. It looks like they're in predicaments, according to my sci-fi book, The Exister, that are not similar, but in a way similar too. For example, if I was a character like Evolutions, it would make a lot of sense to how I got here too. But I'm not from that magnitude. I never was the greatest extent. But if I recall something relative, I could have been on a human level akin to something about that. Why it's important to mention Lucy, the greatest extent, especially Reptile, and the highest extent, the greatest magnitudes, is important because it's actually a picture of beyond the whole thing, beyond everything. God is like the greatest extent. The thing of it is complicated. In the universe, things are odd, beautiful, and harmonious in a large respect. The problem of the universe is it's not incorrect. What happens, though, is enigmatic. Like, the mystery is why things reappear again, the same thing. Not because you didn't get it right, not because it was wiped out either. I think it's because of something odd. Look, a woman could be, let's say, a planet, let's say. This is the sci-fi account. Okay. But then she's not the planet, too. And many women could be the planet, and they're not the planet either. It can cycle into an oddity that will baffle the human psyche. And the problem is, what I'm saying, though, is the magnitude of a woman can be all-powerful in a way, and you never can tell. No one can tell, but women can tell a little. The problem of it is, and the theory that I'm going by, is men can be powerful too in other ways, but not the same respect of power. I can go into a detail of it. It looks like such a complex picture with cruxes, endless cruxes. But to answer the thing correctly, to answer the whole point correctly, and A Glorious Accident, Jay Gould discusses like the summation of all the cruxes too. But the problem of that really would be too complicated. He didn't say what I said at all. No one can say what I say. That's why it's a sci-fi book too. But what the good news of it is it's very fascinating so far. Because if you go by that you're from another planet, it's very interesting to understand how you got there, really. A woman could have gotten you here. The problem is, if you think all-encompassing about a woman, let's say, for example, they can get you here, and it's familiar, it's nice. That's my point so far. The problem is, men can too. They need men to do it. The problem is, what men are really, in general, the power of men is complicated. It looks like it goes to individual basis. It goes to a different kind of order to men than to women. Women, are the fruit bearers, the water bearers. Men are the fire and like a lot of power. Let's say intelligence gets shared on that virtue. So I'll leave it like that between men and women. Intelligence is shared by men and women. The thing is, fire is complicated. They're not fire. They're not fire, men, but they have a perspective that goes into order, like orders. They think a little differently than women. Women like to think in a wide spectrum, men think in a box. But the complicated thing about that is you have to be both in existence, and I could have been. Now look, the thing of this is it's complicated. It looks like the Exister is like about men a lot too, in a way. Women too, but the Exister is like my song, The Exister, is about existing in karma. Now, believe me, karma gets complicated. You can't possibly fathom, like I said in the second discussion, you can't fathom the universe. You don't know anything about it. You know mundane things, you know earthly things. But you can fathom planetary life, which is good. Once you're born, you can't fathom the cosmos. The good news of it, though, is in this one, it's like the edges keep on meeting correctly in a symmetry, which then you have to understand the symmetry is even, and it moves like this. Like this is how we got here, really. Like this, from here. It's almost like an energy wave going in a direction. We're mostly energy wave patterns and physical properties. You can be the planet, not be the planet. Men can be Neptune, not be Neptune. The problem is men don't want to go that far. Men think more graduated, and women think more in a volume. The problem is, if you take men, say for example on Neptune, men can give birth. Well, that's interesting. Let's say, for example, that's complicated, isn't it? Other planets might have different properties, and women might or might not. The problem of the universe is it is first odd, then beautiful and harmonious. It's so complicated what the oddity is, and you don't want to go too far into it.